Okay, hi boys and girls, this is going to be our second lesson. Today we're going to be deconstructing a non-chronological report. Just before we do that, we are going to have a small starter activity that I would like you to complete at home. Do the following sentences make sense, and can you correct them? So we have 4 sentences on the board. The first one reads like this: 10 boys was hoping to become full members of the tribe. The second one reads, Gobbert the Belch were in charge of the teaching initiation. The third one says, Hiccup were the leader of the boys. And the final sentence says, our dragons is what set us apart, bellowed Gobbert. Now, if you're going to go for bronze, I would like you to try and correct one of those sentences. If you're going to go for silver, I would like you to try and correct 2. If you want to go for gold, you need to correct all 4 sentences. Finally, if you manage to complete that, then your challenge down here is to rewrite some of the sentences so that they include an embedded clause. I would like you now to pause the video and to have a go at that starter activity. Okay, so let's just go through those sentences very quickly. 10 boys was hoping to become full members of the tribe. Now, with this sentence, if you just listen to the way it says, or the way it's read, you can tell that it isn't actually correct. You have an incorrect word here. It should be 10 boys were hoping to become full members of the tribe. Second sentence, Gobbert the Belch were in charge of the teaching initiation. Again, you have your incorrect word here. This should be was. Gobbert the Belch was in charge of the teaching initiation. Third sentence, Hiccup were the leader of the boys. Once again, you have the incorrect word here. You should have was. Hiccup was the leader of the boys. And then finally, our dragons is what set us apart. That bellowed Gobbert. Now that is incorrect. Our dragons are what set us apart is the correct way to read that sentence. Well done if you've managed to get an embedded clause in there. Just remember, if you are trying to use your embedded clause, the absolute essential piece of punctuation you must include is a comma either side of that clause within the sentence to mark it out. Okay, so this is our second lesson on our new text. And altogether, we are looking to write a non-chronological report based on the novel How to Train Your Dragon by Cressida Cowell. So very quickly, once again, I want you just to have a rapid recap. You should have read chapter 1 already. What I would like you to do with the person who's with you at home is 1 minute, tell them what has happened so far in chapter 1. What can you remember? How many different facts can you remember about that chapter? If you'd like to pause the video and do that now. Okay, so here are some of the points, or the main points that I was able to come up with about chapter 1. So, the first part. The story takes place on the windy Isle of Berg. 10 boys, including Hiccup, were hoping to become members of the tribe by passing the Dragon Initial Program. Hiccup was told by Gobbert that he was to lead the group to the wild dragon cliff. And finally, the boys had to go into the cave and catch their dragon. And that's sort of where we came to at the end of chapter 1. Now, our learning objective for this lesson is to deconstruct a non-chronological report. I don't know what a non-chronological report is, but do you? What I would like you to do very quickly is just to pause this video one more time and discuss with the person that you're currently learning with what you think a non-chronological report is. Do that now. Okay, so essentially, a non-chronological report is a report focused on a single topic and includes various facts about this topic. However, it is not written in chronological order. Now, chronological order means something written in order of time. It doesn't have to be written in time, it can just be facts on a page in any order. Now, here are some examples of non-chronological reports on topics about Mars and about pandas. Okay? Now we're just going to look at some of the features that are included within a non-chronological report. You can see at the top of each one, you have a clear title. That title tells us what the entire document is going to be about. Following on from the title, you can see that the work is clearly structured into paragraphs, and those paragraphs are detailed by a subheading at the top of each one. And what that does is it enables the reader to find and locate that information that they're looking for with ease. For example, if you wanted to find out what pandas were eating, it would be really simple because you could just look at this subtitle without having to read the entire document to find out what they like to eat. Also, within your non-chronological report, you have various pictures in there because it makes it more attractive to the reader. It would be quite dull if you was to have a report that was just all words from top to bottom, not split into paragraphs. This adds a bit of colour to it. And you also have some captions for those features as well. You have lots of facts on there. Non-chronological reports are non-fiction text, which means that they are written in a factual fashion. You'll notice that they are often written in the present tense, so you have present tense verbs like is in there, and it's also written in the third person. It tends to be quite impersonal, which means you're not talking about your opinion in it, and you're talking about other animals or other objects within that report.